students, this is Dr. Aisha Nazuk here. Welcome back to the channel Rao Hub. Those of you who have landed first time on the channel, you are more than welcome to explore this learning and entertainment hub. There are diverse type of playlists here on this channel. We have help on statistical softwares and we have help on different lectures of statistics and econometrics. We have playlists on different type of examination like the GRE examination, and by the way there are some interesting playlists on the genre of humor as well. Apart from that, we also have a playlist on positivity and understanding human behavior. So without further ado, let's discuss the contents of this video. We are going to learn how to make group frequency distribution and histogram in Excel, and I'm using 2013 version of the Excel. So if you are using the same version, the steps that I'm going to explain in the video will be followed as it is. Otherwise, you may have to improvise a bit depending upon the version that you are using. Okay, so let's say I have data in this form. Let's say in column A I have the data, right? This is the only information I have, and I have to convert this data into histogram. My first step should be to calculate the minimum of this data. So I have used min function and I selected the array. So just for your ready reference, I can use is equal to and then min, and then within bracket I can choose this, and that's how minimum is computed. Similarly, I can calculate the max using the maximum using the max function, and that's how. So next we need range, which is the difference between maximum and minimum. Then we divide range by the desired number of classes. So let's say I want to make 3 classes. So a general piece of advice is we should not make too few or too many classes. So we have some 12 observations here. So let's say we want to group these observations or data into 3 intervals. So the class width is 7.33, but the data is in integer form, so I am going to round it up. So when I round it up, it's always 8. So we always round it up. Next I need to construct the lower class limit and the upper class limit. So LCL is lower class limit and UCL is upper class limit. So the lower class limit of the first interval is equal to minimum. So we are starting with the minimum. So if this is the LCL of the first class, the LCL or the lower limit of the next class will be LCL of the previous class plus the class width, which in this case is 8. So I have used $sign here so that once I copy this from this cell to the next, the reference will remain 8. You can try doing it without the $sign and you will notice what sort of anomaly is being observed. Anyhow, so the last cell plus this cell along with the $sign, and then I press OK. You can copy this and paste in the next cell. Oh, just a minute. That's just an error. So anyhow, I have to select the previous cell plus this cell with a $sign. And then next I can copy this and paste in the next cell that I have already done for you. Okay, so next we know, for now I don't know what are the UCL values, right? I have only calculated LCL values. So how to know what are the UCL values or the upper class limit values? Okay, so the next interval or the second interval starts from 22. So it's obvious that this should end with 1 unit before 22. So what I've used is equal to this cell minus 1. Similarly, I can calculate the next UCL by using the third interval's LCL minus 1. Similarly, I have calculated, but you notice that for the last interval I haven't used this criteria because I don't have any next interval. So what I can do is, if the class size is or the class width is 8, I should add 7 in the lower class limit to get the upper class limit. So in order to add 7, what I have done is 30 this cell plus this cell minus 1. So effectively I am adding 7 in the lower class limit. So now I have the UCLs as well. Next, what I am going to do is, first of all, I need to notice whether I have this data tab in my Microsoft Excel or not. If it's not there, it means you have to go to add-ins by clicking on File, Options, click on Add-ins and then click on Go. In the add-in, you should make sure that Analysis and Analysis Toolpath are checked. So for my case, these are already checked. I am pressing OK. In your case, if these are not checked, you need to check these two boxes and then click OK. Next, you click on Data Analysis and choose the option Histogram from here. So once I choose histogram, you will notice that it's asking about input range, which is your actual data, and then the bin range, which is your UCLs, right? For the bins, what I am doing is I am selecting the upper class limits, right? And then the option is to check the chart output so that we won't only get the frequency distribution, but we will also get the histogram as well. So make sure this chart output is clicked and then I press OK. So here is the outcome. You can see that there is a additional interval made by Excel. So I can simply delete it because it's not required, right? So once I delete it, my histogram is accordingly adjusted. One problem in this histogram is that the bars are not joined. In statistics, the convention is that in histogram these bars should be joined. So I click here in any of these white area and click on Format Chart Area. Once I click on Format Chart Area, then I have to click on any of the bars, and once I click on any of the bars, you will notice that this icon is appearing. I'm going to click on this icon and then I will make the gap width to 0. Either I can type 0 here and I can scroll the gap width to 0. So once I have done it, you can see that the histogram is conjoined, or the bars are conjoined, which is a standard convention. You can format other aesthetic or visual impact. For example, you can make a bottle of solid line. You can make pattern fill and different type of, for example, I can use this type of a fill and so on. So it's up to you what type of visual impacts are you going to choose. Or I can click on the bar, and then if I click on pattern fill and then I use any of these icons, that particular bar will be shaded differently. So these are different types of things or stuff that you can do in Excel. Anyhow, you can also explore this plus icon, and for example, if I click on data table, the frequencies are mentioned here, and notice that the bins or the values written here are only the upper class limits. So if you manually make the histogram, generally we mention the class boundaries. Anyhow, in Excel, this is how a histogram is displayed. So I hope you liked the video, and please provide your comments and keep exploring different types of graphs in Excel. This is how I learn, by exploring different graph, for example the scatter chart and so on. So thank you for watching, and please like the video and share in your social circles.